So let's now go to question number 3. We go to question number 3A. So question number 3A says, identify 4 factors to be considered before deciding whether to investigate variances. 4 factors to consider before deciding on whether to investigate variances. So that question has been extracted from the topic we call standard costing, and specifically variances investigation. Variances investigation. So we are told to cite some factors to consider. Some factors that we need to consider when doing this investigation. So you write, number 1, reliability and accuracy of the data. Reliability and accuracy of the data. You need to know how reliable that information is. Number 2, the size of the variance. The size of the variance. Yeah, quite often we investigate the large ones, but you should also investigate even the small ones. Then number 3 is the type of the variance. There, it has to do with whether it is favorable or adverse. And quite often we only tend to investigate the adverse. We don't investigate the favorable, but you need to investigate all. Something else is interdependence with other variances. We need to know what is the relationship that exists between this variance and other variances. You can also check the trend. The trend will tell you how often it has been occurring. I think those are enough. Maybe we must not forget the other one, which is cost benefits involved. Costs and benefits involved. That's a critical factor that we should not forget to include. Okay, we go to the next part B. Okay, part B now. Part B. The management accountant might use opportunity cost in the following situations. Non-routine decisions such as accept or reject special offer, make or buy decisions, setting of transfer prices from one division to another. So that question has been extracted from what we call non-routine decisions. It has come from there. non-routine decisions. Non-routine decisions. And in answering that kind of a question, this is how you begin. You need to begin by defining opportunity costs. So let's write this. Opportunity cost refers to the benefits lost. For not selecting a particular option. The benefits lost for not selecting a particular option. Stop. Examples of these costs. So let's start discussing the first one. Non-routine decisions such as accept or reject special order, Roman 1. Copy tu venye imepeanwa hapo Roman 1. So that below it now I give you some opportunity costs. Non-routine decisions such as accept or reject special offer. So A under that, A is effect on staff morale. Effect on staff morale. That is something we need to check so much. Effect on staff morale. B, effect on existing customers' goodwill. Effect on existing customers' goodwill. Another one is future bulk purchases. Future bulk purchases. Future bulk purchases. Yeah, those are some of the opportunity costs that you need to consider there. Let's give one or two examples for the next one. Make or buy decisions. For make or buy decisions. Make or buy decisions. One or another A under that, A, reliability of the external supplier. Reliability of the external supplier. Reliability of the external supplier in terms of quality and delivery. In terms of quality and delivery. Next is alternative use, part B now. B, alternative use of the resources that may become idle. Alternative use of the resources that may become idle. C, you can also include effect on staff morale. Effect on staff morale. Another one, part D, is behavior of fixed costs. Behavior of fixed costs. Okay, so let's move to the next. Setting of transfer prices. Setting of transfer prices. Setting of transfer prices. One is, or A and that is motivation of the divisional managers. Motivational of the divisional managers. Of the divisional managers. Another one is profitability. Profitability and competitiveness. And competitiveness of the final products. Of the final products. Of the final products. Yeah, good. That's how you can approach those kind of questions. So let's proceed to part C now of the question. Part C of the question. So part C says, Sari Manufacturing Limited manufactures a product using three types of raw materials, X, Y, and Z. The managing director is concerned that material costs have been increasing over time. The management accountant has suggested the use of statistical quality control charts to monitor the variance movement. Additional information is that the production capacity is 10,000 units and the company is operating at full capacity. The usage per unit of output is 2.5 kilograms of each raw material. Cost records shows the following monthly usage of the raw materials. Okay, so we are given that. The standard usage is 25,000 kilograms per month with a standard deviation of 2,500 kilograms per month. The management accountant is suggesting investigation of any usage greater or less than 2 deviations from the expected. So number one, you are required to indicate the variance investigation decisions. You are required to indicate the investigation rule. Now that one is still at variance investigations. So in these variance investigations, huwa inachorwa namna hii. It is called plus or minus 2 standard deviation rule. Plus or minus So you draw something like this. Now this is X bar, and this one is X1, and this one is X2. Then if you are in between here, huwa tunasema no investigation. And if you are here, we say investigation. Standard deviation here we know is 2,500. Inawekwa hapo. If you are on this lower side, we say investigation. And now the mean is 25,000. So this one will be 20,000 and this will be 30,000. So maybe we will say that X1 is X bar minus 2 standard deviation. So this is 25,000 minus 2 times 2,500. That is the one giving us 20,000. And then X2 is X bar plus 2 standard deviation, which is 25,000 plus 2 times 2,500. That is the one giving us 30,000. So that is how they are handled. Okay. Then from there, we have drawn, we are now supposed to draw a statistical quality control chart. Statistical quality control chart. Statistical quality control chart. And this is how you go about it. Look at all those values for the green product, and pick the highest. And pick the highest. The highest is what? So around that 1,000, That 1,000, And the smallest? So the highest, then we can talk of that too. And the smallest? Hmm? 23, yeah? Okay, but now you can see the smallest you should go is 20 according to our, So, so we are going to go by this. So draw a graph like this. Make mine, I'll have to clear this one. The graph should be at least half a page. Don't draw a very small graph. So now hapa, angalia hapa. This one, unaweka kitu kama hiyo. That's like a small gap. That is to mean that you have broken the scale. You've broken the scale. Then sasa hapa, somewhere here, kuanzia 20. Mipange mpaka huku ikuje that 2. Hiyo 20 isiende tu sana. Just leave a small graph, space. That is your 20. The highest tumepata ni that 1,000 that 1,500 Okay, so let's put that 2. So sasa hapa utasema ni y axis. Y axis. Y-axis, and these items are usage of raw materials, usage of raw materials, usage of raw materials. Then this one will go to 12. So hapa utaweka, this is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. This is x-axis. This is x-axis, and this is month. This is time in months. Time in months. Time in months. Okay, so if we have drawn draw a line from parallel to x-axis hapa, a line parallel to x-axis hivi ikipitia kwa 20. And this line, you call it lower limit. Lower limit. Then hiyo ingine tulikuwa tumepata 30. So mchore ingine hapa. So this is upper limit. That is upper limit. Upper limit. Okay, so what you do now from there, you plot those values. You plot those values. You plot those values. Tukianzia X, January it has 24. So January has 24, somewhere here. February has 26. So February has 26. Hiyo ingine iko na 27. 27. Then we have 26. We have 26. Then we have 3,500. 3,500. So 3,500 is somewhere here. Then we have 29,500. 29,500 somewhere here. Then we have that 1,500. That one must be this one, so 500 here. Then we have 28,500. 28 is here, so 500 here. Then we have 29 to 50. 29 to 50 somewhere here. Then we have 3750. 30, that one should be here, so 50 here. And then we have, December is that one. December is that one. And November is 29. 29, 750 somewhere here. Then those points, you join them using a freehand. And you tell us that is now for X. That is X. That is X. Then we quickly do the same for the other one. If you have different colors, you can use different colors. But if you have just one like me, well and good. Y equal to 26. So here 26 is this one. Then followed by 23,500. 23,500 is there. Followed by 24,250. 24,250 is here. Followed by 25,250 somewhere here. Followed by 26,250. 26 is this one, so 250 here. Followed by 27,750. This is 27. 27 is here, so somewhere here. Then 28. We have 28 here. Then we have 28, 750. 28 is 29, so 750 should be somewhere here. And 29, 750. 29 to 750 somewhere here. Then 30,000. So 30 is here. I don't know why I'm speaking one. So this is for November. And then for December, slightly up here. The other one is 29, 750, somewhere there. Then you join them using a free hard. That is now y. That is now y. Then 25, 750. 25, 750. 24. 24 is here. 23, 500. 3 is here, so 500 somewhere here. Then 26, 750. So 26 here. So 750 could be somewhere here. 23,000. 23 is 24. So 23 must be here. 28 to 50. 28 to 50. Somewhere here. Then 24, 750. 4 is here. So 750 somewhere here. Then 26, 500. 26 here. So 500 should be somewhere here. 25 to 50. 25 is here. 250 somewhere here. 23 to 50. 24, so 23. And then 24. This is 24. Somewhere there. And finally 26,000. 26 somewhere here. So we join them again. So this one is Z. Finish up, finish up. Okay, so with that, we can now make conclusions or comments. We can now make comments. Now make comments. Let's start with x. X. Now, as you can see, x is already out of the control. Now let me put it hapa na hapa na hapa. So it's already out of control. So we should comment. X is already out of control. X is already out of control, and corrective measures should be taken. And corrective measures should be taken to bring it back. Corrective measures should be taken to bring it back. Y has been consistently in control. Y has been consistently in control. Been consistently in control, except the last few months. Except the last few months. And the pattern suggests, it will continue being out of control. It will continue being out of control. Continue being out of control. Therefore, corrective actions should be taken. Therefore, corrective actions should be taken. Corrective actions should be taken. Corrective actions should be taken. Then we go to Z. Z is within control. Z is within control, but the inconsistencies should be investigated. But the inconsistencies should be investigated. Inconsistencies should be investigated. Yeah, so that is all. I think we are with that. That is how we prepare and interpret SQCs. And you needed to have written the title there. The title of that graph is Statistical Quality Control Chart. Statistical Quality Control Chart. Statistical Quality Control Chart. Okay, so let's go to question 4 now. Question 4. Explain the importance of recognizing the effects of running curves when preparing performance reports. Explain the importance of recognizing the effects of running curves when preparing performance reports. So that one has been extracted from forecasting methods, specifically running curves, and the question is asking us to highlight some importances. It's asking us to highlight some importances. So how does running curve help us when we recognize it? One, helps in designing training programs for workers. Helps in designing training programs for workers. Training programs for workers. Closely related to that, we have number 2, which says enables the company to have skillful workers. Enables the company to have skillful workers. Skillful workers. Still closely related to that is that there is reduced rejection and rework rates. Rejection and rework rates. Rejection and reworks. As in, because these guys are well trained, they are skillful, they don't produce items that will keep on being rejected. We don't keep on repeating our work. So there is less rework. And also closely related to that, there is improvement in machine scheduling. Improvements in machine scheduling. and feed speed, feed speed, feed speed. Feed speed. What we mean by that is the changeover from one machine to the other. The product moving from one machine to the other. There is a very small lapse, so the speed is very high. And closely related to that, less time is required to instruct workers. Less time is required to instruct workers. Less time is required to instruct workers. So those are some of the benefits that you can get when you recognize learning curves. Now, part B of the question says, explain how companies might introduce a cost reduction program without affecting the customer's perceptions of product values, without affecting the perception of customers' value. That one is still under cost management, still under forecasting. So number one, companies should consider cost reduction. Should consider cost reduction as an ongoing strategic program. As ongoing strategic program. Number two, make cost reduction to be everyone's responsibility. Make cost reductions to be everyone's responsibility. Number three, connect costs and strategies. Connect costs and strategies so that the costs will strengthen value proposition. The costs will strengthen value proposition. The last one is classify your costs. Classify your costs and seek to retain only costs that create differentiation, create differentiation from customers. Sorry, not from customers, from competitors. From competitors. Differentiation from competitors. Maybe I could explain a bit on how that one is done. If you look at something like your phone, which maybe you bought for 15,000 shillings, it has different functionalities. One, it helps you in the calls. Number two, it helps you in the messages. Number three, it helps you in taking pictures. And number four, it helps you in matters internet. Now all these are functionalities. And let me adjust this one and make it 16,000. Now that I have four functionalities. Now assume here, this is the total cost of making the phone. And each of these functionalities is therefore costing 4,000. Each of them is costing 4,000. So the maker of the phone should, after you buy the phone, follow you and ask you some questions, maybe over a week. And you are told in 6 weeks, rather in 6 days of the week, how many days do you use calls, messages, pictures, and internet? So we seek to gather the frequency. And even we can do it right now here. Which one of these four do you use more in your phone? The calls. So calls, in terms of percentages, you can give it what? 60%, 60% of your phone, of your time, followed by who? Internet. So internet, what percent? 30%. Followed by who? Pictures. What percent? 7%. So that means you really write messages. Yeah. So the producer of the phone will gather this information. So according to you, a phone will be good as long as it is able to efficiently make what? Calls and use what? Internet. So this message and pictures function, which has incurred 4,000, is therefore not necessary according to you. So what the producer will do, this one which had been assigned 4,000 and this one 4,000, we will reduce this to 1, and this one we can also even reduce to, this one we can reduce to 1,000, and this one we reduce to 500. So in so doing, from the 8,000, we will have saved ourselves 6,500. You see that? We make a functionality of messaging so cheap because you rarely notice it, because you don't use it. Even this one, we also make it cheap. You will not notice. So we save ourselves what? 6,500. Now, this 6,500, you don't consume the whole of it. What you do, unakuta hapa kwa course. Instead of giving it 4,000, sasa unaweza iongezea 1,500. 1,500. And then, so unatoa hapa 1.5. Then this one, unaweza iongezea 1,000. So utoe 1. So when you do that, that gives you what? A cost reduction of 4. So next time this customer buys the phone, they will find the phone is so good because the call functionality, which they frequently use, has been enhanced. And the internet has also been enhanced. But we have weakened these two. So the customer will never think that the phone is now cheaper. So the phone now will cost us 16 minus 4, it will cost what? 12,000. And if previously we were incurring 16 and selling at 16, that means our profit was 0. But with this reduction, our profit now is what? Is 4. And our customer is even more happier. So that is the meaning of that question. Or in a school like this one. When you come to a school like this one, you use the classroom and you use the library. Now we need to know how many of you go to the library. Some of you even do not know where the library is. You come here, attend class, ukimaliza unasonga. So tukigundua you are not longer using the library, we should close that room na tuache kulipa hiyo rent. Na hutajua because even when it was there you never knew. So hata ikifungwa hautajua. And you still continue saying Destiny is a good school. So that is now what we're saying. So we have given 4 points that should be followed, and because I have already explained that, let me not relate back on that. Unless anyone has a question. Okay. Now the 5 minutes remaining cannot be enough to handle that question. Part C, so we will therefore have to call it a day at that point, and that will be good. So thank you so much. Let's pick up from there in the next lesson.